Okay, let's just get right into it. You've probably heard about the 50-30-20 rule for budgeting, right? I mean, it's everywhere. But what if I told you that rule is basically designed to keep you financially, well, average? If you're serious about building real, actual wealth, you're going to need a different blueprint, one that puts your future first, without making your life today a total drag.
And this, right here, says it all. The 50-30-20 rule, that's about managing what you already have. It's just maintenance. The 15-65-20 rule, though, now that's a different beast entirely. It's an engine. It's a system built specifically for one thing: wealth creation. It's not just about managing expenses. It's the boring but unbelievably effective system that can really separate the rich from the rest. So why do so many people feel like they're just running in place with their money, even when they're trying to budget? It's because rules like 50-30-20, they can be way too complicated, or even worse, way too loose with your money. That wants category, it's like a black hole. It just leaves too much room for error and not enough for guaranteed progress. And that's where this blueprint changes the game. The 15-65-20 rule is the clear, no-fluff alternative for anyone who's actually serious about their financial future. It's built on super simple math and a really powerful shift in your mindset. So let's break it down, and we're going to start with the most important number of all: 15%. This is the very first number you think about the second your paycheck hits your account. It's the absolute cornerstone of this whole system, and trust me, there's a reason it comes first. So this 15% of every single dollar you make goes straight to investments. Not after you pay your bills, not after rent, but first. This is that classic pay yourself first idea, but seriously, on steroids, it's totally non-negotiable. This is the money that goes into things like your retirement accounts or low-cost index funds, the assets that start working for you right away, compounding over time to build your actual wealth. Okay, next up, we've got the biggest slice of the pie, 65%. Now, I know this might seem like a lot, but stick with me, because its whole purpose is to radically simplify your financial life. This 65%, well, it's for everything you need to run your life. And here's the radical part. We're talking about your needs and your wants all mashed together into one single category. Your housing, your car, your food, your utilities, and yeah, even your Netflix subscription. It all has to come out of this one pot. What this does is it forces your entire lifestyle into a box with clear boundaries, and that is the key to stopping overspending in its tracks. And that brings us to the final piece of this puzzle, the last 20%. And this is where the system gives you something really important back: flexibility. This is your guilt-free zone. Seriously, want to go out for a really nice dinner? Use this. Need to build up your emergency savings? Perfect. Want to just destroy some high-interest debt? This is your weapon. It gives you the freedom to spend or save or attack debt without ever messing up the rest of your system. And here's what it looks like altogether. 15% goes straight to investing, 65% is for your life, and 20% is for everything else. See how this flips the script? It forces you to build wealth by design, instead of just, hoping to save whatever scraps are left over at the end of the month. So we've covered the what, but the real power of this whole thing is in the why. This is not just a bunch of percentages on a spreadsheet. It's a fundamental change in how you look at your money and your lifestyle. It really is a philosophy. And it's all built on this incredibly powerful idea, Parkinson's law of money. The concept is simple. Your expenses will magically grow to meet your income. You know how it is, right? You get a raise, and suddenly you find all these new ways to spend it. Well, that 65% life category, that's your defense. It's the hard cap that stops that lifestyle inflation from eating your future wealth alive. Now, at this point, I can practically hear what a lot of you are thinking. This sounds great, but there's no way my life costs less than 65% of my income. Okay, let's deal with that head-on. This is the tough love part of this explainer. This is easily the most common objection. And look, it's a fair question. What are you supposed to do when the math just doesn't seem to line up with your current reality? Okay, here's the crucial part, and it might be a little hard to hear. If you can't live on 65% of your income, you don't have a spending problem, you have a reality problem. That reality is either your expenses are just too high for what you're making, or your income is too low for the life you want, or both. Look, this is not a judgment, it's a diagnosis, and you can't fix a problem until you diagnose it correctly. So here's how you fix it. 4 steps. First, track everything. You need to know where every single dollar is actually going. Second, calculate your true life cost as a percentage of your income. Third, you've got to make the hard cuts you need to get that number down to 65%. And fourth, and this is the most powerful step of all, you focus like a laser on increasing your income. So let's talk about the big payoff for all this structure. I know, it might feel super restrictive at first, but the entire point of this system is to create the one thing that everybody really wants: true financial freedom. Think of it like this. This system is not about limiting your happiness. It's about forcing your lifestyle into a box that guarantees you're building wealth, automatically, every single month. And that guarantee, that is the absolute foundation of long-term liberty. Ultimately, your budget is not just a bunch of numbers. It's a story. It's a story about your priorities, your discipline, and your future. So the question this whole system asks is pretty simple. What story do you want yours to tell?